Yes. Welcome back to another City Xtra stream. Today's the day. Today's the day. I've not seen them for ages, you know, them two. Them,
I know, they disappeared, didn't it?
They've disappeared off the
that money
Insta.
that they spent on the promo didn't work.
Yeah, it did. It went bust. Today's the day. Yeah, basically that is it. Today's the day. FA Cup against Arsenal. Who hits first? I mean, who gets the first little dibs in this title race / FA Cup? Because I think it'll have a part to play on both sides. But one of the main talking points is Ruben Dias. So we thought we'll spend the 2 o'clock stream speaking about Rubens and that.
Yeah. Now, obviously, Ruben Dias, we all know the situation. He's a Pep Guardiola favourite, and in fact, up until he got injured, he only didn't play in two matches in the Premier League. He played in every single game other than the United game, which Pep Guardiola opted for pace, poor tactical decision, and then the Brentford game, which we got beat 2-1. They're the only two games he's not played since he's come back from his injury. Obviously, he come on for like a minute or a couple of minutes against Spurs to see the game out, and then he didn't feature against Wolves. So he has been back now for over 2 weeks. Yeah. And obviously, there's a big question mark over leadership in this team. I think that's a fair thing to say. If you look at the fact that, they don't really have too many players on there telling people what to do. And obviously, if you look at the game against Tottenham, we conceded 2 goals in quick succession. That does, in my view, point more to sort of like a mentality issue or some sort of lack of leadership. Tonight's obviously a big game. It's the FA Cup, so it's one of them. We all want to win it. Of course, we all want to win it. But if we go out, it's not the end of the world. However, as we mentioned yesterday, this is more than just an FA Cup tie. This is a game that whoever wins will generate so much positive energy around their football club, their fan base, the players, the manager, that could, not guaranteed, but could carry them to the title. If you look at Arsenal, the only real thing that Arsenal need now is validation, because the only team they've not played in the league so far is Man City, and obviously Man City, their biggest title challengers. So for them, they can beat City tonight. That's validation that they are at the top of the table on merit. It's not there on fluke, that it's not there because, City just haven't played them or whatever. If they win tonight, then they will be like, yeah, we're going to win the league. For City, it's a chance to really kickstart our season. We don't need validation from Arsenal because we've won the league many, many times over recent years. And for us, Arsenal, not a team that's recent past challenged us. We don't need that validation. For us, it's more about self-belief and getting that sort of momentum going. As I said last night, we win tonight. That's 3 wins on the bounce. That takes a little bit of confidence. We've just beat the league leaders. That'll take us through into the Tottenham game. We'll all be feeling really good about that. So it's a massive, massive game. And despite it being a different competition, it could have a massive, massive impact on the direction of the Premier League title.
Yeah, I mean, we spoke about that a lot last night, the fact that it could impact both. If we beat Arsenal, it kind of feels like the team will know that they are stoppable, especially after they've only lost once this year. They'll know that, in the Premier League anyway, they'll know that we can beat this side, basically. City can beat this side. So it'll give them that extra confidence when we get to that Premier League game. Obviously, tonight is a different competition, and it is the first time that we have met, so there's not really much to look into, as this is a different Arsenal side from what we've seen from years in the past. I just think the fact of going back to the whole Ruben Dias situation, I feel like he could have a crucial part to play in it with you, like we've seen time and time again, City conceding goals 2 in 2 minutes, like all the time, having this little crumble period. I think Ruben might be a little bit of an answer to that. Might not be, but you'd like to think that he's going to bring some form of leadership in it. We spoke about Gundogan and his leadership as captain, and we had him in our predicted 11 for this game as well. And whilst Gundogan is the captain, doesn't mean that Ruben Dias can't still be a leader. Gundogan doesn't seem to be the kind of shouty captain, whereas Ruben Dias is someone who, regardless of whether he's wearing the armband or not, he will be organising the team and telling people where to be. And he's done that from day dot. So, given
the fact that it is the FA Cup game and not a league game, you could, on the flip side, say this is the perfect game to bring Ruben Dias in, because even if he is a little bit rusty, and to be honest, he probably will be a bit rusty, but he shouldn't be mega rusty, because at the end of the day, he has been in training now.
He's been in training for a while, hasn't he? So
he's been in there a long time, so he shouldn't be miles off the pace. So you could argue that if there is a game to bring him back in, it's kind of this one, because, if he's not quite up to speed, then at least if we do take the L or he's not up to speed, it's only the FA Cup, it's not the league, and it doesn't have that long-term impact. And then you've got him ready then going into the game for Spurs, which you're probably going to need him because they've got Harry Kane. So I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, okay, Diaz and Stones have been on a mega run before. That's exactly what we need from the team in this next sort of couple of months. Maybe it is now time to get Diaz and Stones in there, get that partnership back up and running. And hopefully Ruben, he's fully recovered from the injury. It must have been a nasty hamstring tear because he was out for some time. It wasn't just like a little nick. It must have been like a full-on tear because he was out for like 2-3 months. But yeah, he's back now. And I think, you know what? I think it's time to send it. I think it's time to send Ruben in. And if we get Ruben and John Stones firing, and John Stones has already been firing, but if we can get them firing in that partnership, then so long as the fullbacks can do their thing, obviously that's still an issue that we have.
Yeah.
Then defensively we should be solid, and that'll give us a brilliant foundation to go forward. And I just think that like tonight could be the start of something very special if the team is ready and if the team performs and gives it everything. And I think Ruben Dias at the back, bro, for me, I know we did that starting 11 yesterday. We both had him in, but I wanted to deep it a little bit more because it is an interesting conversation. But I think Ruben Dias could be key in Manchester City really getting a bit of a run going. Yeah,
definitely. I think if we can get Stones and Dias firing all cylinders, and it feels like, obviously we don't really know the situation with the back four and how it'll run, but it just feels like having that Stones Dias partnership was incredible. So if Ruben Dias can get back to his best, and Stones obviously at the moment is flying, I think it'll be next level to have them there. Benno179 says nerve levels at a 9.3 now. Heart attack mode by pre-beers. yeah. By the time you get to that, mate, you'll be calling an ambulance.
Where you at, bro?
I think I've actually got. Last night we spoke about it. I was like, I'm at an 8. I was dead nervous. I've actually calmed down a lot because I've not really thought about it this morning. So I feel like I'm probably at like a 7 or something like that. But then as the hours go by and we get close to it, that's when you know what hits me when I know that you've probably set off, because then I have to like think about the match. I know that when you get here, I have to think about the match. And that's where I get nervous straight away because I think, LB's on his way, it's time to like full send the match. Whereas I can distract myself previously. Do you know what I mean? In the day I can distract myself, but
yeah,
you can't.
I got a little bit nervous before, to be honest with you. I was back here and then I was just thinking about it. I was just thinking like, this is just such a massive, massive game. It is such a massive, massive game. It really, really is. And I think the confidence that it'll give City, if City can win tonight, I just think that'll give us so much confidence. We'll go to Spurs thinking, you know what, let's do it. We'll have Ruben Dias and John Stones partnership back, because I think that's what you'll see if Ruben comes back into the squad tonight. And then we'll hopefully be solid, and we'll go to Spurs thinking, you know what, we can do it. And then boom, we can get a little bit of a streak going. We've not had a winning run for so long. Stop start, can't get no momentum going. We've finally got our whole squad back now. Our whole team, other than Foden, who had a late fitness test yesterday, I've not heard the outcome on that. And I just feel like now's the time. We can forget everything that's gone on in the past if we perform tonight and we look like a team that's, ready to go.
Ready to compete, innit? I see ALX, by the way, in the chat. I did see this a minute ago. I was going to reply to it, but I was chatting shit. How did you treat the hoarseness from a few lives ago? How long did it take? I was pretty ill for a bit. Like I couldn't really shift it. But then when my voice started going and stuff, it lasted about a week because I spoke to Dr. LB and LB was like, yo, get yourself some antibiotics, you'll be right. And I did. Went and got some antibiotics and sorted me out rapid, didn't it, bro? It just fixed me up and I was like, yeah, that worked. So that's what you need to be doing, bro. Get yourself some antibiotics and it'll sort you out. Jay with the 5 months. Yes, Jay. Need Cancelo and Walker back in tonight, not sulking. Chance for them to win their places back with big performances for the running of games to come. I completely agree. I think Cancelo didn't play bad against United, so I feel like he could come in and do a really good job. And I also Walker on the right hand side also has been looking decent when he's played so.
But it's quite funny actually, because I was thinking about this before and people was talking about are we going to do a slightly weakened side? Well, if you actually think about it, our slightly weakened side is Walker and Cancelo. Because our full send team is Rico, Lewis and Ake. That's what I think that we see. Yeah. So if we are going to play a weakened side, our weakened side would be Kyle Walker and Cancelo. And to be honest, I would send that. I think that they're both in need of minutes. They'll both be playing with a proper centre-back partnership, so I think that will help them both, rather than playing with the Kanji, Ake, all that kind of random stuff. We'll go back to basics. I think that will help them both, get them more minutes in the legs. Because whatever you think about Walker, Cancelo, Rico, Lewis and Ake, whatever your thoughts are, no one can deny that now until the end of the season, both players are going to be really, really important. So it's important, I believe, to get these players playing tonight because it is a cup game and see what they can deliver. And that'll push Rico Lewis. That'll then push Ake. And we can have a little bit of a battle on our hands for the spot. But yeah, I would be playing them two alongside Diaz. I just think Diaz coming back in, it allows us to go back to a little bit of normality rather than, what we have been seeing, which I've not got a problem with. But I just think maybe tonight it is a good opportunity to get Kyle Walker and Cancelo minutes with Ruben Diaz being back in the team.
It does kind of stink of a Pep overthinking job. This is one of the games that stinks of that. We've not played them yet. They are the league leaders. They are playing well. It just kind of, and then it just kind of stinks of Pep trying to think, oh, what will Arteta not think I'll do? And then he just does some madness. I know, Cancelo right wing. He won't think I'll do that. That's a Pep thing. That's my only thing about tonight. That's what will worry me. I think team news is gonna be mega. And obviously we are starting a little bit earlier, aren't we? So we'll all get team news live together. We're starting at 10 to, I think. So we'll all get team news together, and then we can all react in whichever way that may be. I seen Blackpool Blu-ray in the chat before, who said that looking forward to tonight, and he's gonna go. Oh, he says setting off at 4 for the match. 4 o'clock, bro. He says he's going for a few scoops in the Victoria before the game. Should be a good one. Yes, Blackpool Blu-ray, mate. Hope you have a good night. Hopefully we get the win. I seen MCFC lads in the chat. Yes, MCFC lads. So he's saying Ake must start left back. See, Ake starting left back means it's Rico Lewis. That means it is our full strength 11, isn't it?
Yeah, I've not got a problem with that. I just think that then where's Cancelo and Kyle Walker going to get minutes? Because
when
for me,
will they ever
Rico
come
Lewis
back?
and Ake play as the standard team. So
because
this is a great opportunity to get Walker and Cancelo minutes.
You'd imagine that when we go to Spurs, we will play with Rico and Ake, or I mean a variation of this version with Rico in, with that being our strongest 11 at the moment. So Cancelo and Walker, I think they played today, and then they can give Pep a selection headache. Because then when they go to Spurs, they could be like, right, we played really well the other day with Cancelo and Walker. Should we do this against Spurs away? Do you know what I mean? Like, they need to be on it. And now there is a lot of rumours circling about Cancelo wanting to leave. A few about Walker. I'm not really certain about the Walker ones. I'm not certain about the Cancelo ones either, to be honest. But I just think this is a game where if they come in and have a good game and they look on it, it could silence a lot of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, for sure. I'm just looking at the stats actually for Ruben Diaz. He didn't play in the Man United defeat. He didn't play in the Everton draw. He didn't play in the Brentford defeat. The only games he's played in where we've dropped points was Newcastle at the beginning of the season, where it was a 3-3. He played in the 1-1 against Aston Villa, and he played in the 1-0 against Liverpool, which we shouldn't really have lost, really, anyway.
Pep shit the bed on that. Anyway, that's the Cancelo right wing, isn't it?
Yeah, so if you actually look at the games that he's not played in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? And in them 7 games, we've dropped points in 3 of them. That's not great, you know what I mean? So maybe Ruben Diaz is having a bigger impact than we thought. Because if you look at it, right, up until the Brentford game, we were doing all right. We played 15 games and we'd only dropped points in 3.
Yeah,
we only dropped points in 3, and 2 of them were draws. We only lost 1.
Yeah, the only thing was the reason that was falling off a little bit at that point and people worrying a little bit is because that Arsenal were just on a big winning run, weren't they? They just kept winning game after game.
You can't do nothing about that. You can only focus on yourself.
That's what I mean. Like we couldn't do anything about that.
So points in 3 of them, and 2 of them being draws. Like it's gone to shit since he's been out of the team. It's gone to shit. Three games we've dropped points in out of 7 since he's not been in the team.
I think. He is a leader. As much as he's vice captain or one of the captain team, so he'll get the armband when Gundo isn't playing. Like so tonight, Gundo will be captain, but Ruben Diaz will 100% be the leader of the team tonight if he's playing. 100%. That's who you're gonna look at as the guy to sort the shit. And I think Pep wants that from the team, so I think Pep will be likely to get him in here and get him back in the side as soon as possible. And especially with that, bro, especially with the stats that he just went out there, it makes sense for Pep to want this guy to be in the team rapid, because we need to minimize dropping points, and Ruben Dias helps that.
Yeah, I just think I'm looking at the stats, and the more I'm looking at him, I'm just thinking, is he really what we've been missing all this time? Maybe just that little bit of leadership, that defensive solidity. Because if you think about it, right, you look at the sort of. I don't believe we lose that Man United game if he's playing at the back. I just think he takes control of the situation. You know what I mean? So I think he deals. I think we don't lose that game. Do we lose the Everton game? Possibly not. But it obviously depends on the formation, because the reason we conceded that goal was because of a poor pass from Rodri. But the tactical
also killed us.
Yeah, the game against Brentford. We just got absolutely destroyed by Tony. Does that happen if Diaz is in there? Does that really happen if Diaz is in there? I don't know. I'm just thinking, I just don't think it is, I don't think it is. And then the Spurs game, do we really concede that second goal straight away? I mean, he was in the team that did it against Madrid, but you'd like to think that with him in there and him being more charismatic than the other players, maybe not. And
yeah, they'd have fixed up. Even like the United game, bro. After conceding that first one, you'd think that with Ruben Diaz in there, they might have shored it up a bit.
Exactly, that's what you'd think, innit? You'd like to think that. It's that leadership, man. I do feel that we've been massively missing that leadership, and tonight is a great opportunity to get him in. You can play him. You don't have to give him the full game, but even if you just give him an hour, and then you've got him, then you've had him 2 weeks of training, you've had 60 minutes of football, you've now got another week of training, and then we play Spurs. You should be good to go for the full 90 minutes then. That's 3 weeks of training and 60 minutes worth of football. He also might just play the full 90 today, but I think that he has to be in that squad for the Tottenham game. He has to play against Harry Kane. He has to be there for me. So tonight, he's got it. I think he starts. I think it's a given that he starts. It's just a question mark of how many minutes does Pep Guardiola give him, given the fact that he's not played any minutes since he's been back from his injury. It's a very interesting situation, man.
It's definitely a weird one. It's definitely a weird one. See people saying about Cancelo. I've seen Triple Controllers say that his mate is close friends with Cancelo. I'll believe this as you will. He says Cancelo's starting 1,000% or 10,000%. He put no bait.
I think he will start.
But
I think he will. I think it'll be Cancelo and Walker.
I think it'll be Cancelo and Walker. I think our team that we went with is going to be very close. I said this last time and he did madness, but I do think our team that we went with will be quite close. Whether or not he throws Alvarez in there, I don't know. Could be.
That's the big question. Will he be putting Alvarez in there with?
Will he be changing?
Will he even start Haaland? I think you got to kind of start Haaland.
You got to start Haaland.
In an ideal situation, he wouldn't, but it's because we're playing Arsenal, the league leaders, and we need that bit of confidence boost, and we need to be getting a little bit of a winning streak going. I think you kind of have to, man. I think you kind of have to just play Haaland.
I think you got to play Haaland. It's not like you're playing like every 3 days at this moment in time. So. We've got a lot of rest. I think it'd be good to keep Haaland on this kind of thing. He scored a hat-trick in the last game. I think we got to keep Haaland in the side, 100%.
Yeah.
We need a mix of strongest teams and the guys who haven't been getting minutes, Jay says.
Look at the defense.
Cancelo, Walker, Ruben Diaz are people who haven't been getting minutes.
Yeah, that defense is the perfect combination then, because that is literally probably our best defense when everyone's on form. But you've got players who haven't really been in form. You've got some players who've just recently come back from injury. But it is our best defense for me. That is our best defense. Walker, Diaz, Stones, Diaz, whatever, and Cancelo. That is for me our best defense. But obviously now you need to get them into fitness, and it's good because then if you play Walker and Cancelo and they have good games, that's going to ask questions then about what do you do against Spurs, and that's what we need. We need to be going into games thinking, okay, we need a little bit of a settled back four, and I want to see a settled back four. But whatever the settled back four is going to be, I'd like it to be not because everyone else is shit, because everyone's playing well. It's just that these are the better players.
These are the better ones. Yeah. You want it to be a fight to get them spots, not just by default you get this because the other ones just aren't at it.
Exactly. Which is what it kind of is. I'm not trying to take away anything from Rico Lewis because he's been phenomenal, and the same with Ake. But if Kyle Walker's on form, Kyle Walker plays. If Cancelo's on form, Kyle Walker plays. So they are playing because they're playing well, but they're also playing because the other players are in default as shit. What would be nice is if everyone's playing well, and then Pep just picks the players that he wants to pick because he feels that they're performing slightly better or is better for the team.
Yeah. Mohamed with the 2 is going to be Alvarez. He's started in every cup.
I do.
He might play, but I think Haaland will play as well.
Yeah, I think if I had to say, it wouldn't be in my starting 11, but if I had to predict the starting 11, I do think he'll be in it. I do think he'll play in the game.
Yeah, it would make sense for Alvarez to be in the game. Bing Bao. Yes, Bing Bao. Said with a 2, says, can't wait for a sideshow on the touchline between Pep and Arteta. I don't think it'll be feisty, though. I think it'll be more just like a lot of respect there. I mean, the Pep spent all of his press conference talking about Arteta. man spent his whole half an hour just speaking about Arteta.
You know, for sure, I agree. I think they'll be animated for sure. They'll be very passionate. They might have a couple of words during the game, but I think for the large part, I think it'll be pretty respectful.
They'll be very respectful. Arteta gets on it though. You know what I mean? He gets up for it. He loves an argument, Arteta, doesn't he?
I'm just really, really, really intrigued to see the starting 11s. I just can't predict what's going to happen, and this is why we're going live a little bit earlier tonight, so we can get that live reaction to the teams. But I'm just like, what are they going to do? What are Arsenal going to do? Because if Arsenal play a weakened team, bro, we should have that dub easy.
I've seen a lot of people like saying about Arsenal like they're not going to go full strength 11. They're going to be playing like Lokonga. They're going to be playing players like that. Trossard in there. Obviously, I know that he's good, but he's only just coming to the side. Getting Trossard in there, stuff like that. Like switching their team up a bit. But I thought it'd just be standard 11 for Arsenal. I thought for both sides they'll both treat this very, very seriously and both go at it.
Well, I think that if he plays a weakened side, I think we win easy. Because their backup players are dead. Lokonga is shit.
yeah. Well, there is a drop off in their CDM position, 100%.
There's a drop off in a lot of their team.
Well, that's why. Fair play to Arsenal. They're trying to fix that. Obviously, they've just gone and got Trossard for a bit of depth on the wing. Apparently, they've offered £60 million for Moises Caicedo, trying to get in before Chelsea. Not a wise idea to go into a bidding war with Chelsea at this moment in time because they love to just do what they need to do. But yeah, they've offered £60 million at this moment in time. I'm not sure if that's been rejected or not, but I think they're doing the right thing. They're doing the right thing because the strength in depth is it will come. It will come. So they need this January, a little bit of like a decent January, and then a decent summer, and it'll keep them kind of up here. Do you know what I mean? Like fighting for it. Because that's one of the issues that we've said along the way is that the strength in depth is very poor. Apparently, it's been rejected, that £60 million offer. So that's mad.
They're going to want big cash. But it's Brighton, isn't it? So you probably have to pay.
Yeah.
I mean, 60 million is a completely fair offer, but it is what it is, isn't it? FCFC Trey says Rico Lewis to start, please. I'm happy with him starting. I think him and Ake, no problems. If them two are the wing backs, for me, I think you need to be getting Kyle Walker and Cancelo minutes. That's why I'm saying them two. It's not because I don't want Rico Lewis to play. It's because I think Kyle Walker needs more game time, and I think Cancelo needs more game time. But if you want to go full strength, which I think Rico Lewis and Ake with John Stones and Diaz, I think that probably is our full strength team right now on form. I'm happy with that. That's better for our team. You'd think. Yeah. Although it will be interesting to see how he gets on against Martinelli.
That'll be very interesting. Even Trossard, to see how he does against Trossard, something like that. Benno, yes, Benno, 179 says Caicedo bid rejected. Apparently, Arsenal going ham. Yeah, I reckon they'll probably up that.
Well, it depends how much they want.
Oh, Aaron just said, Aaron just said there, Brighton want 100 mil.
Well, you're not going to pay 100 million, are you?
100 mil. The thing is, I know why as well. It's because apparently Brighton really don't want to lose Caicedo at this stage of the season. They don't want to lose him halfway through. And also,
that's fair.
That's why obviously prices go up in that situation. Also, the thing is, look, MCFC lads there, Brighton don't want to throw their only chance of being in Europe ever on a £60 million sell to Arsenal. Do you know what I mean? That's dead. And another thing that you got to look at is, we're on the 27th. There's like 4 days left of this transfer window, including today. True. So
that's very true.
That's dead. Like you give them no time to get any kind of replacement in.
Yeah,
and then when and it's the same thing that'll go. That's a knock-on effect to a different team, innit? They'll go to a different team and they'll just raise the price because they're like, well, you've just sold Caicedo. So we know that you need a CDM.
Yeah. And if you look at it right, at Brighton win the 2 games in hand on Tottenham, they go above Tottenham. They're going to 5th if they win the 2 games in hand.
That's mad.
They'll be 5th if they win the 2 games in hand.
Yeah, that is pretty mad. That.
And they'd be 5 points behind United. Like, they've got a serious chance of getting Europa League football, man. I wouldn't even say, honestly, I wouldn't even say that they're fully out of the race for the top 4. They're only 5 points behind United if they win the game in hand on United, and they're closer to it than Spurs are.
It's such a mad season. It's such a mad season.
De Zerbi's got them playing some incredible stuff.
That's the thing. They play nice football as well. Mm-hmm. I like Brighton. I really like Brighton. But yeah, absolutely mad that. Ryan with a 2 says, feels a bit like a Champions League game. 8 p.m. feels ages away. It does feel like a long time away. Do you know what I mean? You've got another five and a half hours to go. What do you even do in that time? Other than try and not think of the match, because that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try to think as little about this match as possible until it gets to it, or I'll be a nervous wreck like Benno. And I don't want that.
Yeah, no, it's just it's a massive game, and obviously it's even more massive because we've not played them yet this season. We're over halfway through the season, we've still not played them, so it's like we're finally clashing. And to see our Arsenal as good as the league table tells us, and as good as what we've seen them play, or is the table maybe telling a little bit of a lie? Like we'll find out a little bit tonight, not fully, because of course it is an FA Cup game, so there will be players rested. But I'm just super excited for it, man. And that team news, man, I can't wait for that team news to drop. I can't wait to see what managers are going to do. Are they both going to full send it? Are they going to make changes? I just don't know. I don't know.
Master vs Apprentice, scary, bro. It's so interesting because, like I said before, I feel like I can't even look at last season's Arsenal as like something to look at because they're just so different this year. Something has clicked in this team this year where they're on fire. So, and we've not played them yet. So it's like we have nothing to go on of how City will play against this Arsenal, which makes me that's why I keep leading my head to a Pep overthink. Because in my head I'm I'm just like, oh, Pep's gonna overthink this, but. I feel like the only 2 things he could do is he could probably start with a similar team that started against Spurs, or he'll start with Cancelo Walker.
Yeah,
I feel like that's the only 2 things.
I don't think he needs to do a Cancelo right winger because we've got all the players available now. No one's injured. You know what I'm saying? We've got everyone's fit, everyone's ready to go. We've got Mahrez in form. I mean, Haaland's bagging goals in. I'm buzzing for tonight, man. I genuinely am so excited.
It should be a good game. It should be a good game. Now, it's these kind of games where everyone looks at it and says, "Oh, look at this! It's Pep versus Arteta in the 2 biggest forms that they've had whilst both have been managers of City and Arsenal." And it's like some of these games sometimes end up being proper like a 1-0, like really tight because like you cancel each other out a little bit, or it can go the other way and it can be a feisty game. Like, and you can have goals in there
because it's an FA Cup game, and I don't think either team really wants a replay. Let's be honest with you. I don't think that suits either of us. I think that it should be a more open game. I think that when it comes to the league game, that could be tight, but I think tonight, I just think both managers will just like send it a little bit because no one wants a replay, man. Replays are dead.
A replay is not good. Because then we go from playing like. One match this week, one match next week, but then you've got because they'll put it in next week, won't they? They'll probably do like a Tuesday next week or something like that. Joe, before we play Spurs on the Sunday, we'll play like Tuesday or Wednesday next week. Mm-hmm. So that stinks. That stinks.
Yeah. Well, there we go. We are going to be live a bit earlier tonight. We're going to go live at 10 to 7. So then when the team news drops, we'll be live for it. We can get that instant reaction. So that'll be pretty decent. So make sure you've got the notification bell on. I don't know if this has got a redirect on, but if it has.
It does have a redirect.
Yeah. So once this stream ends, it'll redirect you to the watch along. Please hit that thumbs up button for us when you get redirected. It just helps get those likes up straight away so we can start off with quite a few likes. But yeah. Not long to go now, man. A few hours, and then we'll see the best 2 teams in the country go head-to-head in the FA Cup. What are the managers going to do? What's the team lineup going to do? And are City back. You know, Ruben Dias, will he be starting? I think he should start. And if he does start, can City continue a little mini streak that we're on, 2 wins, because that's all we can do right now. We ain't get no streaks.
No streaks here. No mini kill streaks for us, innit?
And make it 3. If we win tonight, that'll be the first time since the 9th of November that Manchester City have won 3 games on their own.
That's big, that. We win tonight. We get a UAV in it. So we need that UAV tonight. I want big energy tonight. In the Wolves game, bro, chat was a little bit semi in it. Like, it was a little bit semi-dead at times. And we was like, where's this energy from the chat gone? We need that big energy tonight. No negativity. No negative Norreens in that. From the minute go, from the minute that we press go live, I want pure energy in that chat, in that watch long chat. I want all the flames. Every flame that you've ever seen in your life, mate. I want all that in the chat. I want you to burn this shed to the ground with the flames. That's what I need.
There we go. Guys, hope you enjoyed that. Make sure you drop a like on the stream. Subscribe to the channel as well if you're new. When you get redirected, like I say, please smash a like on the watch along, and we'll see you tonight, 10 to 7. Enjoy the game if you're going. Otherwise, see you later on. See you in a bit.
In a bit.